A lot of people don't know what foster care means and what those responsibilities are. Could you give us an overview of what foster care does and how important it is?
Foster parents provide a temporary, safe, stable, and nurturing home for children until they can be reunited with their parents, placed with relatives, or adopted. We're really fortunate locally that we have foster parents that also support children in other ways. And they're also doing that to meet unique needs of children. Some of examples of that would be a foster parent sitting with a child who's been hospitalized, or working one-on-one with an older youth in a community setting who is cognitively challenged. They provide respite care for children. They may provide transportation for children. They help some of our older youth transition into adulthood by hitting those milestones that all of our teenagers want to hit, like getting their driver's license, finding their first apartment, getting a job, applying for college. We also have foster parents that facilitate a support group for other parents so that they can share the experiences that they've had and what they've learned with one another and provide mutual support.
You know, it sounds to me that foster care is a special calling. Has that been your experience, that that people are driven to take on these responsibilities?
I would say if you have a heart for families and children, then serving as a foster parent could be extremely rewarding for you. There are children of all ages, races, religions, children with special needs who need foster homes. If you want to be a foster parent, then special pre-service training is provided, and you would be a part of such an important team that's helping to reunite children with their parents.
You know, there comes with this a financial responsibility. How does that work?
There is a financial responsibility, of course. There are financial pieces of having children in your household. But some of the supports that we provide are monthly stipends to foster parents that help to cover the cost of food and clothing and activities and school supplies, that kind of thing. And in addition to financial support, we have social service professionals that are available to provide emotional and technical support always. Healthcare is provided for the child in foster care, monetary assistance for childcare for the children. And then, of course, we provide training opportunities and that foster parent support group that I mentioned earlier.
In the way that this works, can you kind of pre-select the time commitment that you decide to engage in foster care?
Once you become a licensed foster parent, if we have a child who needs services, we would contact you to have a conversation about that specific child and what his or her needs are, and then you as a foster parent decide whether or not you're in a position to help at that time.
You've been watching this program for a long time. You must see both the success and failures sometimes of the system.
You know, children come to foster care with very special and unique needs, and the foster parents that work with us both in Talbot County and across the nation they're just fulfilling a very special mission. And it has its moments that can be challenging, but it has its moments that are supremely rewarding. And as I said, you know, the goal is always to reunite children with their families. And if that can't be done safely, then foster parents help us move through whatever other processes come into play. As I said earlier, it could be placing a child with another relative and or adoption at some point. We are working with those foster parents to provide services that are so critical to these young people in a very difficult time of their lives, and we just could not do it without people who are called to serving foster parents. Can I say a little bit about how the community can help? So individuals, businesses, and faith communities can really help support youth in care. Some of that support may be by providing services at a reduced cost or no charge. But also donations can be made to Talbot Community Connections at talbotcommunityconnections.org. You can go there to learn a little bit more about that nonprofit that supports youth in foster care in Talbot County. Also, if you are serving as a juror, check to see whether or not your court participates in the Generous Jurors Program. That's a program where your daily stipend as a juror is donated to your local Department of Social Services toward the support of children in foster care. And then finally, contact your local Department of Social Services to find out how you can help in your community. Thanks so much, Dave.